Welcome, Radiant Being. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice. Take a moment to settle yourself and prepare yourself to sit comfortably, however that is for you. And once you do, just take your hands onto your body, heart and belly, and find your breath. Breathing deeply into the belly, the heart, across the sides, your back. Filling all the way up, releasing all the way out. Breathing all the way down as if you could breathe into your hips. And just taking this sacred pause to tune in to yourself, to tune out the distractions, the busyness, the to-do list, to nourish yourself with the spaciousness of becoming more present to yourself, to the moment that you find yourself in. Take a moment to just let your senses open and bring your awareness to any sense that you notice. Now bring your attention down into the sensations of your legs, the way that they're bent, any pressure, any sensation of the connection of your sit bones, your thighs to the floor or cushion beneath you. Just grounding yourself in this place. You should be in a private and safe place so that you can be fully present, fully able to drop in and be yourself for this practice. This is going to be a practice centered around deepening our sense of grace, discernment, and clarity of communication, and opening up, activating our voice. Communication is an essential part of being human, and we all do it, sometimes in conscious ways and sometimes in very unconscious ways. And what I've been learning is the extreme importance and essentialness of bringing more consciousness to my communication, and especially the way that I speak, but also in all the ways that I show up and interact and communicate in nonverbal ways as well. I love the teachings of Miguel Ruiz. His 4 agreements have been a big impact on my life, and one of them is to be impeccable with your word. And that takes a deep level of presence to ourselves, and that takes a deep practice of discernment, of knowing exactly what we are meaning, what we're feeling, and what we're wanting to communicate, and the words that will be most appropriate, most kind, and most effective. And one of the ways that I help to engage my ability and sense of clear, graceful, and effective communication is to channel this energy of Saraswati. Saraswati is one of my favorite goddesses from the Indian mythological tradition. And if you're new to her, let me introduce you to Saraswati. Saraswati is a beautiful, graceful, elegant goddess. She is clothed in white robes and wears gold jewelry and flower garlands, a golden crown, and she sits upon a white lotus, a symbol of purity, consciousness, and clarity. And she also is usually pictured with a swan and a peacock. The peacock, this symbol of royalty, regalness, beauty, and the swan is a symbol of discernment. The swan is said to be able to take only the cream out of a bowl of milk. And so this power of discernment is what I would really like to cultivate more in my own life and in this practice to help you cultivate more in your life. Discernment of what is right for us, discernment in how to speak, discernment in what to eat, discernment in when to speak and when not to speak. So discernment is our friend and a great teacher for us in how we can be more aware and attentive to how we interact in the world. Saraswati is also the goddess of creativity, and that's symbolized by the veena, or the instrument that she carries. And she is also pictured carrying a scribe, like a writing utensil. And so she is often revered in universities across India. Her statue or her image is often found there because she helps us to find the right words and be clear in what we're trying to communicate. She's also honored by musicians, and often there are shrines and altars to her in musicians' houses and places where musicians play. So she's also the essence of our divine creativity. When I speak about gods and goddesses from the Indian tradition, I like to always say that whatever you believe, whether you are religious in one particular religion or whether you are not religious at all, what you can do is embrace the beauty and the meaning behind these symbols and find a way to let these symbols be a representation of what's true inside for you. The qualities of Saraswati: communication, discernment, creativity, grace. These are all qualities that we all have. And so when we honor Saraswati, we are asking for this energy to become more embodied in ourselves. So to honor Saraswati, there is a mantra that I'm going to lead, and I like to do it as kind of a chant, and it becomes almost like a song. And so I'll be starting it very slow, I'll be speeding it up a little bit, and then I'll be adding some different harmony, some different melody, and I am going to be explorative with that. And so I invite you to also practice your creative muscles and explore what melody, what sounds you'd like to make. So the mantra is Om Aim Saraswataye Namaha. Om being the original sound, this primordial sound that was said to create the entire universe. So it's invoking the great power of creativity, the great cosmic consciousness. Aim, A-I-M, is this seed syllable. So many of these energies, these gods, goddesses, they have what's called a bija, which is the seed syllable, which is said to encapsulate without a specific translation, but encapsulate the essence of what it is the seed for. So Aim is encapsulating this essence of Saraswati. And then Namaha is related to Namaste, Namaskar. It means to bow to honor. Om Aim Saraswataye Namaha. So you can try to repeat those sounds one at a time after me. Om Aim Saraswataye Namaha. So I will be using my mala, 108 beads. 108 is a sacred, auspicious number. There are many reasons why it's said to be auspicious that I've read, but mostly I'd just like you to connect with the amount of repetitions that when we get to the end, I hope that you'll feel that this amount of repetitions is enough to bring you into a deep state of flow, a deep state of connection to what you're doing. And you don't need to count, so I'll be keeping track with my mala beads, and you can just have your eyes closed or open because I'll have the words there on the screen at first for you to follow along to. And then eventually the words will go away, and just really try to feel it on the inside and continue to join me. At the end, you'll start to hear it slowing down, and you'll feel when it's ending. So again, sitting up tall, finding a deep breath in. Open your mouth, deep breath out like a sigh. So your eyes closed for one moment as you connect to the qualities Saraswati represents: communication, clarity, grace, creativity, discernment. And before we begin, really making your own intention, your own way of asking for these qualities to be elaborated in yourself so that you may rise to embody more deeply these qualities that already exist within you, to develop them, to let them shine. And now if you'd like, you can open your eyes to see the mantra on the screen, and we'll begin. Om Aim Saraswataye Namaha. 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 Om Aim Saraswataye. 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 Om Aim Saraswataye Namaha. 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 Om Aim Saraswataye. Om Aim Saraswati Namaha. Om Aim Saraswati. 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 Om Aim Saraswati Namaha. Om Aim Saraswati Namaha. Om Aim Saraswati Namaha. Om Aim Saraswati. 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 Om Aim Saraswati Namaha. Om Aim Saraswati Namaha. Allowing the vibration of this mantra to pulse through you, knowing that it is a mantra that has been chanted millions of times by millions of people for centuries, that this vibration carries its own power, and that we are now channeling the energy of all of the many people who have bowed to and honored this energy of Saraswati through the years. Picturing yourself now embodying these qualities, and perhaps you'd like to picture yourself as the Saraswati, robed in white, garland with flowers, draped in gold, sitting on a blossoming white lotus flower, beautiful hair, beautiful skin, sitting tall, nobly, strong, poised, graceful, heart open, back strong, ready to move into any of your next interactions with the grace of clear and kind communication. One of the ways that I have been deepening and clarifying my communication is studying nonviolent communication. It's a movement started by Marshall Rosenberg, and I think that's his name, Rosenberg or Rosenthal. And I have done some classes where I live in Durango with Rachel Turiel. And if you're new to that, I highly suggest you find some classes or at least find some books. Nonviolent communication has been a game changer, and I have so much more to learn, especially with my beloved, and that is my work, and I think it is for many of us, whether we tend to hold back and not communicate what we want to say out of fear of rejection, out of fear of confrontation, or whether we are quick to speak in anger, in reaction, rather than in a way that is responsive by really tuning in to the present moment, seeing what the other person, what we are really feeling and needing. And that's kind of the essence of nonviolent communication, is first getting clear on what is actually the need, what is the feeling that is behind the need, and what the other person is needing and feeling, and then speaking from this heart-centered place and listening, really listening from a heart-centered place. So if you'd like, I'll leave you with a journal prompt. I'd like you to take a moment to think about a recent communication that you had with someone that may not have gone very well. And just journal how that went, what happened, and how you felt, how the other person might have felt. And then considering evoking these qualities of the goddess of communication, have spoken in a more clear way, honoring your feelings and needs, honoring the other person's feelings and needs. And what would you say now to be very clear and concise and loving, to make the outcome be of most benefit for all? Thank you so much for being here. It's my joy to be filming in beautiful, sunny, sun-rising Costa Rica, the land of Pura Vida. I'm so blessed and grateful, and thank you for tuning in. Have a blessed day.